Okay, let's give this a try. I'm going to show you the real basics of getting started with traditional rug hooking. Right now I'm using some burlap, but you can use rug warp or some linen, like kind of an even weave. Depending on how loose the weave is will determine how thick of a material you can pull through. There are a lot of options for rug hooking hooks. I've got here. You see that lots of them look like regular crochet hooks. Let's see if I can find the other one. Sorry about the clunking. But some people prefer this type. Or this type. So, but my favorite I got from, you can get them on Amazon, but you can also get them from a place called Lacis, Lacis, and it's just like a crochet hook, except it's got the ball end. And that's just so that I can fit it in my hand like this. You can see that I've got some stuff started. You can use cut strips of all kinds of, this is wool fabric, but you can also use t-shirts, yarn, all different kinds of yarn for different effects. And I've got some of my hand spun here that I'll show you with too. You don't have to cut it, so it's not like latch hook in that way. I'm just going to set the ball off to the side here. I've got a magnet with a smaller crochet hook if I am doing finer stuff. And I wrapped some vet wrap around it so that it would be squishier. And I don't like to lose, I like to have my scissors at hand, so I keep a magnet there. The first thing is, here's the front, and I'll show you the back. So the back looks like that. And you'll see that there are spots where it's not completely filled in, and that's okay. We'll zoom in a little bit. Hopefully that's clear. I'm so sorry if it's not clear. I'm struggling with my camera being very close to me and my bifocals. So there you go. And then I've got it on a frame that my husband made for me. It's got like Velcro-y type cloth on it. Usually you'd find this on a drum carder or a blending board or something, but they do sell it in strips, and we just stapled it on. But you could just pound nails in too, and then you just take and stretch your fabric out onto the gripper strips. You can have it loose or tight, whatever your preference is. You're going to take the yarn and you're going to bring it underneath like this. You're going to stick your hook down, and then now I'm going to show you underneath. See if I can do this without making you totally dizzy. But you hook it around the crochet hook, and now I'm going to pull it back up, and I'm going to pull it all the way so that the tail is sticking out, and I'll pull that back down. You know, it'll be a little longer than the rest. And then you just stick your hook in, pull up. Oh, sorry about that. Pull up, let go of the loop. Go down, pull up, let go of the loop. Down, pull up. And if you miss a spot, you can just go back. Let's get in a little closer here. And you're just like crocheting, where you wrap it around and pull a loop through, like you're going to do a slip stitch. That's pretty much all it is. Now you can pull it higher or lower, however you want to do it is fine. And when you're done or want to change color, you just pull up the loop a little taller, trim it off, and that's it. And then your yarn's not attached anymore, and you can change color or do whatever. Hope that helps. Now we're going to try with the wool fabric, and it's the same procedure. Pull up a loop. That's my tail. And then I'm just going to pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull up a loop. Now, if you try to pack every single hole, your work, they call that packing, and your piece will curl to the backside. You can steam that out if you want, but if it's really bad, you won't be able to get it to lay flat. So don't worry if there's a few holes. You don't need to go into every hole. Just go visually by what looks like it's filling up as dense as you would like it to be. I would say this crochet hook's probably about a 3 millimeter at the business end. And it can be smaller than what your strips are or your yarn, because it really just needs to hook onto it. It doesn't need to be inside it doesn't need to stay inside the hook. It's not going to be in there that long. It just needs to catch it and come up. And that's the basics. Like I said, you can use whatever, even plastic bags, all kinds of things. You can use a couple of strands of yarn if you need to. It's great for scraps. As a matter of fact, this is mostly scraps. I just grabbed some of the hand spun that I did, because you could see it better than the gray that I had available in strips. And then at the end, I've got I've got an edge right here, that's where originally I was going to have it go to, and you'll take your edge of your foundation and you'll roll it up, and then you can whip around the edge. There's several different ways to finish things, so I can get into that more if anyone's interested. They wear like iron. A lot of people say don't do it on burlap, but I've had one for like 10 plus years that just gets really, really worn and beat up, and it's doing fine. Again, you can see that here's my tail sticking up, and I'll just go back later and chop those off with the scissors. And they'll stay in there just fine. If you make a mistake or you want something different, find your end and just pull. It comes right out. But it will stay in with wear and tear. And if you use a wool, of course it's going to bind, or some sort of fuzz to your fabric, it's going to bind together. So it definitely won't come out. The ones that I've done on rug warp, I've even thrown through the washing machine. So, because rug warp is a cotton. instead of like a burlap or a linen. And it comes out just fine.